Hey everybody out there, Chris and Mike here, and welcome back to another indie comic book review episode. We are at episode 8, 2 away from 10.
Yep.
And we got a nice amount of books here. We got 4 books physically, 2 of them that didn't come out this week. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 other books.
And this time I'm pretty sure I got all of them on my iPod this time.
Did you even get mine?
Yeah, probably. We'll get to that.
So we got a lot of books to cover. We're continuing with Robin Hood's trade paperback. We're at chapter 3. Same thing with Terminator, The Burning Earth. I've still got some Argo 5, and Mike's got the last issue that's out currently of Binary Gray.
Yes, in physical copy.
Yes, and today, starting us off, I have Argo 5 issue 2 physical copy. So now you guys can actually see Argo 5 and who they are. And I actually got this from Danson at New York Comic Con. This was the first comic that I read from the Argo 5 series, then erased immediately from my memory the second I got the digital version of Argo 5 from issue 0 all the way through to issue 5, except for issue 2, because obviously I have the physical copy, so I don't need another digital copy of it. So anyway, we do get to see things that play forward from last issue's epilogue. For example, Gladiatra and Shazrath's relationship, where it is actually out in the open that they are boyfriend and girlfriend, and they're fighting this gigantic robot in the beginning of the book, and they're fighting alongside guest stars Avatar and Thunderlord, and all they talk about is their kid and their marriage, and that's that. So then we move forward to Argo 5's, the Argo 5 satellite, where we get to see Blue Dynamo, and I want to make sure I say her name right, because I find a Cassira.
Yeah,
Cassira. I want to make. I always feel like I'm going to say Cassira or something. Cassira and Chain Reaction. Chain Reaction is such a jerk, I swear. We find a little bit more out about Cassira's background, like how she was, how she came to be, about her mother and her father. I won't release information about her mother and father. That's something for you guys to check out in this book. But suffice it to say, he definitely got the potty end of the deal. Chain Reaction for his
I can see that.
His what's it called? His sarcastic remarks. Also, one of the epilogues had Hankoris, who's this guy, who was going to go find Chain Reaction and kill him because Chain Reaction dated his girlfriend.
Oh.
So Chain Reaction's fighting Hankoris. Well, I wanted to say his ex-wife, but the woman he had a child with, Tigre Roja, was here. She actually went to see him about money for the doctor bills for his baby that she had, and she gets pulled into the fight with Hankoris, right?
I thought you were going to say Hong Kong Fooey.
Hankoris.
Yeah, Hankoris.
Hankoris, the vengeful. And Blue Dynamo and Cassira show up, and it's kind of funny because they get into this big fight for like literally maybe 2 pages, and then Hankoris' girlfriend goes back and says, "You just got me mad. You don't have to fight them. I'm yours," and that's that.
Wow.
And my favorite part, Gladiatra and oh man, why do I do that? Shazrath, thank you. Shazrath show up as the fight's over already. And I'm sorry, the best quote in this book was what Chain Reaction said at the end. "No man knows more about women than I do, and I know nothing." And Gladiator says, "That's for sure." And then you get a bunch of pinups at the end of this book. Again, love the pinups by several different artists, and you have the whole list of artists in the back along with the guest stars. And there are words said in Italian, Mexican, and Cuban, and you have the glossary for what all those words mean, which is a huge plus.
That is a huge plus, definitely.
And I cannot wait to read the next issue of Argo 5. Nice end picture at the end of the book. This book is so good, and it's so down to earth. It's borderline amazing how relatable after just 2 issues, I feel, to most of these characters. We also get to see Blue Dynamo in the shower. No joke. I'm not showing it, but you get to see Blue Dynamo in the shower.
Wow.
And this is just a really good book. If you guys want to see some really good Justice League, but more of a reality sense Justice League, not like what you see in DC Comics, this is definitely the book for you. By the way, Francesco cover, by the way. And this is just amazing. I can't say enough awesome things about this book. I'm really glad I met Dan Sin at Comic-Con. I'm really glad he gave me this book along with the other books in the series, at least up to issue 5. This was an amazing issue. This is my favorite issue so far out of the 5 I have. We'll see if 3, 4, and 5 beat issue 2 out, but issue 2 is the best one so far. And Chain Reaction, he just gets himself into trouble.
Yeah, just like superhero we know, right? You know, sometimes when they... We don't need to know that.
No.
Yeah.
So, awesome book. 5 out of 5 stars. Guys, argocomics.com. Do I have link? Does I has link? I has
yes,
link.
Yes, you do, right there.
argocomics.com. And buy yourself Argo 5's full run, because it's worth. So far I'm up to issue 2 and I am loving it. Loving it.
Yes. So I got a physical copy that I also got from New York Comic Con. Assailing Comics Binary Gray, issue number 5. I have it signed by Chris Charleston himself. And the other...
I should have had Dan sign my copy.
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
And Anthony Wilson?
Where are you looking?
Or Raul...
Pencil.
Oh, whoa.
Whoa, Mike. What's your thing doing? Your thing's freaking out.
Sorry.
Dude, your thing's freaking out. Give me it. I'll turn up the volume.
Yeah, turn off the volume. So, sorry about that. My Skype's been acting a little...
Dude, that's ridiculous.
Control.
Go ahead, go. Keep going.
So, without that, I do have Chris Charleston's autograph, and that was really amazing. Thank you.
117.
Just don't worry about that. So, yeah, so this is a new story arc where we meet up with this villain right here. The artwork is fantastic. Definitely. And basically, he, along with
that was Alex Gray reaching out to your iPod and telling you all the things to say.
Yeah, Alex Gray is still in the hospital recovering, while Moth and the team are there to stop what's going on in the city. And this new villain, he just takes them out like just one by one, like that. Then we get a little bit of dialogue here, where Alex Gray talks to...
That's a lot of dialogue.
Yeah, like he talks about how he is known as the Cross, which Alex Gray was looking for to talk some information. And he used to be a superhero, but he got old and he can't fight anymore, which is why he's not helping to fight them. Because they got
This is a really action-packed.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is a lot of action-packed, and, you know, there's just so much Alex Gray wants to know about computers. Like, he touches the computer, and he just sees so much. Like,
it looks like there's a lot of dialogue, but it builds into Alex's character and what he's looking
and
for.
There's just so much that information he takes in.
Ooh, I like this.
And yeah, we got a new person that comes in to help out the cause. That would be what was his name? Like they say in the book. But anyway, he comes in and takes out the evil villain. I don't remember what his name was. I don't think they said what his name was until the end. Oh, I think it was Wing. His name.
No, this guy. Wing is the other guy.
This guy. I don't know. But he really just one shot, just bam, just got the whole thing done. And Alex Gray is just wondering, you know, he wants to know like what's gonna happen from here on in, like how he's gonna fit in with his new powers. The ending part I don't want to give away because there's gonna be a lot of things that someone has an attack agenda on Virtue HQ. That was the team, Virtue HQ.
And you're actually now caught up. The next issue didn't even come out yet.
Yeah, I'm going to show the preview cover. This is a preview cover of Binary Grey, issue number 6. And if you want to know more, you can go to this website right here, which is AssailanComics.com. And hopefully next time there'll be no Skype messages and everything. My apologies once again.
Yeah, next time let's remember to turn your volume off.
Yeah, anything could happen in indie comic book reviews. But there were some other stuff that I did leave out, but there's this is a new story arc, so if you want to jump on a new story, this is jump on friendly, because because Alex Gray, they do give little bits and pieces of information about catching you up with the story.
Argo 5 was the same way, and if you missed the first issue, it had that in the what's it called, last issue,
last time,
recently or previously.
Yeah, that leads into that. And also I thank Chris Charleston and I think it was Antony who signed this comic book at New York Comic Con.
No, I think it was...
It was someone else, wasn't it?
I don't remember off the top. Why isn't it?
Was it? Oh, let me just check. But
open the cover and I'll remember the name.
I do have to admit though, it was really nice.
I think it was David.
David Hollingback,
yeah.
It was great meeting those two, and I thank you, Chris Charleston, for giving me a copy of Binary Grey issue number 5. I'm definitely looking forward to issue number 6 with lots of action and everything. Guys, pick this up. This is one of those comic books that is just a bunch of stuff. You guys have got to check it out. Binary Grey issue number 5 from Sailing Comics.
All right. There are 2 books digitally that we did not that did not come out this week, but we are going to jump into the last 2 books that did physical books that did come out this week. First, and this is the week of November 20th, 2013. Yeah. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the video. As soon as I catch up on all my videos and I start working on things, I'm going to remember to hopefully put, well, you'll see it in the description, so you'll know that the books come out on the 20th. The Wake, issue number 5 of 10. It is a month late. And we won't be seeing issue 6 until February of 2014. And issue 6 through 10 is the second and final chapter to The Wake. The first 5 issues were all about present day. It turns out that the sea creatures, the mer people, actually were looking to destroy humanity on the coastline. They wanted to take over the world or fill the world with water. And Leslie and the rest of the crew from the oil rig try to stop the gigantic mer person from...
Really nice.
Artwork's beautiful. Sean Murphy's artwork is great. And they try to stop the gigantic mer guy or mer creature. And unfortunately, the way to stop him would be to basically end any chance they have at reaching the surface again. And it ends with her talking with her son, and then it jumps to how many years in the future?
They were really putting.
They jumped into the future.
That Dead Boy Detective.
Yeah, when it comes out, I'll remember to give it to you, to get it for you, or put it on your list to buy.
The list to buy, yeah.
But anyway, I don't want to give away what happens to the Doctor. I don't want to give away what happens in the present. But from issue 6 on, we will be in the future.
What lies in the future.
And a lot of predictions are that Leeward is Professor what's her name? I forgot her name.
Index?
No.
That's what I meant to say. Index.
Lee. Her name is Lee.
Oh.
And this is Leeward. Either it's her in the future, which is kind of impossible, or it's Lee's son's daughter. That's the only conclusion I have towards who this character is, and we'll find out in February, I guess.
Wow, it's going to come out in February?
Yeah, February 2014.
Why so long?
The Wake, Scott Snyder.
Well, it's right around the corner and all that, but why?
We've been getting little glimpses of the future in each and every Wake issue, But now, as of issue 6, I believe we will be in the future more than the present, and we'll see if Lee actually does survive somehow in her current situation, or if she doesn't. But basically, the mer creatures were scouting, and then they found a way to push the water onto land hundreds of miles, and basically a lot of humanity was wiped out because of it. So this is a really good book. I left a lot of stuff out because if you guys aren't reading this, first of all, this is a book that you guys should be reading. Awesome writer Scott Snyder, awesome artist Sean Murphy. There's no reason why you should not be reading The Wake. The Wake is a really good horror book. It was introduced as more of a It. It was supposed to be like, not It, was it It? I forgot what. Yeah, I remember
It. I think that rings a bell.
Not It.
Oh, was it? What was it, the book you read?
I don't remember. But anyway, it started off as a horror sci-fi kind of feel. Now it's more of an adventure horror sci-fi. No. And I'm really enjoying it. And The Wake is definitely something you guys should be looking into. And the first 5 issues, Vertigo.
Yeah.
And the first 5 issues are out. The first trade paperback should follow right behind it. And then we go straight into the secondary part of the story. So keep an eye out for The Wake issue 6 in February. I got you cover B because cover A wasn't as good.
Yeah, because this is nice actually. Archie Comics of Mega Man Blackout, The Curse of Ramun, Part 3 of 4. Mega Man issue number 31.
I saw the ending of the book. Very interesting.
Very interesting indeed. Like, we're learning more about this Ramun character. There's a lot of adventure where Mega Man, Gutsman, and Rush are going to the Temple of Ramun based on what was his name? Breakman. Because it was Proto Man, I think, before, told them where to go, and they think it was a trap, but they have robots that they're encountering with, and Mega Man's trying to tell them that robots are, you know, at the brink of losing the humanity, you know, like bad for robots. And Breakman, along with Dr. Wily's team, teams up with Mega Man to fight Ramun. Because, as they thought that he had a grand plan, they didn't think it was the extinction of robots. Extinction, that was what I was looking for. So, Ramun, it takes control of some of the robots, and they just go after Mega Man and Dr. Wily's robots as well. It's just like a whole big... I mean, even seeing Dr. Wily bringing Rathor in, artwork's really beautiful, actually. Just seeing Dr. Wily and Mega Man teaming up like that, really was something else. But you know he's going to turn evil in the end. It's like Eggman turning evil when he works with Sonic, mostly. So I could compare that much. So the ending part, oh, I can't tell the ending. It is just...
Yeah,
wow.
But at least we know that the worlds collide. It's not going to hurt Mega Man's world. It's going to go for Sonic's world. And
I will say...
it's building up to that.
I will say this, though. Rathor... Let's just say Rathor might have turned the opposite direction of teams based on what Ramun did to him, and that's going to lead to lots of destruction for the next issue. And I'm definitely looking forward to the next issue. Really great comic book. I mean, The Curse of Ramun, we're learning more about him, and we'll find out next issue if the extinction of robots happens, and how are they going to stop Ramun is what I'm really looking forward to reading in the next issue, because... That's really what I'm looking forward to, mainly.
And with that, we are now going into the digital books, once Michael gets the cover set up.
Yep.
You could have just said pictures, you know.
Well, I'm getting there. Just say the book. Don't worry.
Okay. We're going to start off with Terminator the Burning Earth.
Yep.
And this is chapter number 3, King of the Mountain. What did you think of this chapter, Mike?
This chapter...
Because I didn't get to read this chapter yet.
Basically, we go...
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah, we see about Skynet and what she's doing with her, the flying machines. And basically, they're just attacking, like, just everywhere. Like, you know, they just can't get that down, you know. And that's really half of the issue of trying to take down Skynet's weaponry. And then there's a big dialogue, some about turning off the generator, or the first generator, something like that. to stop this whole thing from happening. But as the issue went on for a little while longer, we see these robotics that are like Skynet, and there's a lot of them. And the ending issue, it looks like Patch, I think that's what his name was, and his friend are going to be, well, they're not getting a welcome gift. Like they're not gonna, they don't feel welcomed after all this happened. But wow, I just gotta see in the next issue how they're gonna get out of that and what they're gonna do to those. But really amazing story, and there's just lots of stuff.
I think the Terminators.
Yeah, they're the
Terminators.
Terminators.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they work for Skynet.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was saying. Skynet's robots. So just seeing how they're gonna get out of that is gonna be something I'm gonna be reading for the next episode. So stay tuned for that. But if you guys haven't been reading this, you should definitely read this.
I agree. It's really, really good. And on December 4th, Terminator Salvation, which is the final battle, which is supposed to be the end of all ends, the end of the Terminators, and the future's destiny of the future is basically that moment. So I'll be reading, and I'm sure you'll be wanting to read it also.
Yeah,
it's called
absolutely.
Terminator Salvation. Issue 1 comes out on December 4th. So look forward to hearing about that book 2 indie reviews from now. Which, Mike, actually, you'll be done with this in 2 more reviews. You have issue 4 next week.
Chapter 4, and then chapter 5.
And then that's when Salvation's coming out also. So you'll be ending one and beginning another.
Yep. So that'll be something to...
And I'll be still doing Argo 5 for another 3 weeks. You have 2 more books that you want to review from Assailing Comics. So we've got a couple more books before we go back to doing just the books of the week.
Yes.
And who knows, we might actually get more.
And now we go to the epic book of Robin Hood, Chapter 3.
Yep.
And that's the cover.
This is volume 2, I was going to say.
Well, volume 2,
and,
chapter 3.
Issue number 3, which is chapter 3, yeah, basically.
The battle of Robin Hood, along with Will, against Avelia. And their fight was just amazing.
It was an epic fight.
Yeah, Will was helping Robin with fighting her, and...
they're in the mist, by the way. They were transported
she just gets
to the mist.
her, like, really good. And then she leaves, going back to Gisborne and Prince John, I believe his name was. In the next page. And the boy wants Robin dead. Like, she's like saying, she killed my father and she must be dead. Why didn't they kill her? And Gisborne doesn't want to be killed because he wants the boy or himself to do it. So they're trying to keep her alive. And Avelia, they try to do something with her with the crystal shard, and she doesn't accept the crystal shard because she thinks it's all lies about her powers, because we get to learn more about her, and I want you to read about that. It was funny that she called Will damsel and all that. And what she said actually before she left is where they were is actually where Robin Hood was born, and they give you a little bit of a what we saw from Volume 1, Issue 1 of the Battle of the High Councils. And Robin Hood tells Will the whole story about her, and he doesn't make an expression. Like, what he does is just listen. And he reminds me of me, like when people talk about troubles, I always listen and all that. And they have pictures that we saw from Volume 1 of Robin Hood, which was very cool to see. And I just see the bond between Will and Robin Hood really grow between those two. And as we keep going, Gisborne shows, well, Prince John, not King John, it's Prince John, something that is going to be someone that's going to go after Robin Hood that's very powerful. And the next issue, we're going to find out who that person is and see what happens from there on in.
And that's the issue I didn't read, so I'm going to have to start reading that.
Bunch of stuff I left out, guys, because Patrick Shan's Robin Hood has not yet disappointed me once. I mean, from Volume 1 all the way to Chapter 3 of Volume 2, really great read. I am really excited to be reading Volume 2 of Robin Hood.
Volume 3 is coming soon.
Yeah, Volume 3's coming soon. I'll be definitely looking forward to reading that. I just want to see the whole part of when Robyn meets with Gisborne, if she does, and what's going to be of Prince John and everything. There's just a whole bunch of things that are setting up for more issues to come, and that's what I like about this issue. It sets it up at a perfect pace, and that's what I really like about this comic book issue. So guys, Patrick Shan's book, Robin Hood. Get it, buy it, read it. You will love it. I guarantee you 100% you will definitely love it. It's because I'm loving it, and if you guys have been reading Robin Hood all along, then I'm pretty sure you will too. Definitely that. Yeah, you could stop scrolling down and get there yet.
I know, but I did. I remember that issue.
Yes. So that's for that book.
Alright, so now let's jump into some current day books. Let's start with IDW. We're going to go back to Zenoscope though, guys, so stay tuned. But we're also going to touch a Dynamite book, not a Dark Horse book as well, so we're going to be covering everything. First book is a book Mike read. Mike read 2 books in their Cartoon Network books this week. First one is Ben 10, because I was curious and I wanted Mike to read it. So Ben
10 was... Oh, were you done? I didn't.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I was going to just say it takes place during the Omniverse.
Yeah, I was going to
That's what Kat said. It takes place during Omniverse.
Omniverse, yes. So everybody knows who Ben 10 is because they're like saying, "Oh my God, you Ben 10, this and that," and, you know. And to be honest, I don't know if it resembles to you. Doesn't Ben 10 remind you of Justin Bieber?
No.
I don't know, his attitude sometimes, except when he goes with the clock and everything. I don't know. Because I don't like Justin Bieber. I'm not a fan of him, so yeah. But beside the point, Ben 10, he goes on vacation, and there's this mission that this guy comes with, and he doesn't want to do it because he's on vacation. He meets up with this girl, actually, who's very mischievous, and in the end, spoiler alert, we find out that she is not a normal human. She is actually a mermaid because of the mermaid sculpture they had, and if you want to read about that, you can read about it in the comic book issue, but it was alright. I'm
not a fan of it. I'm not going to be coming
Well,
back.
you do have the watch thing that you bought.
Yeah, the first
gen one, yeah. But it's okay. I mean, if you guys are Ben 10 fans, and if you've been
waiting for something
like this, I guess you could read this comic book. Up to you guys, but it was an alright comic book.
It just didn't speak anything to me at all.
So yeah.
But this book always does, and that's Samurai Jack.
Oh yeah.
Issue number 2.
And this cover is like really epically amazing and epically drawn. So Samurai Jack, we are out of time.
So we will be right back at the click of a button and we will discuss some Samurai Jack.
Yep.
So hang tight, we'll be right back. And we're back! And we were just about to start talking about Samurai Jack 2. And honestly, we're back, but for you guys, it's like literally we're still going. Yes, I will be editing this together, so it's all one straight video. So Samurai Jack issue 2. I read most of it. It was an interesting issue. What did you think of it?
I thought it was very adventurous, where Samurai Jack, he's fighting with Tis and Tat, who people fear of. And
Tis and Tat.
Yeah, I mean, Tis and Tat beat the snot out of Samurai Jack, like literally, and he's trying to say like how they move so fast. So, as the issue continues, he finds this mystic bond that shows him the replay of what they did to him and how he can defeat them. So he comes out saying, "Tis and Tat, I challenge you to combat," and they just woke up actually to fight him in combat. So with the mystic bond, I think that's what it's called, he fights them like it's nothing. Mm-hmm. He separates them.
And because they're separated, he's able to defeat them.
Yeah, and I like when he got his heads and said, well, I say this, twin strike, because all they kept saying was twin strike, twin this, twin that, you know, because they were working together, and he gives the civilians something to remember him by, and, you know, Samurai Jack, like, I really see him as a really nice character. Like, I thought really, before, like, trying to remember the series, I thought it was really all for himself, like, trying to, you know, just become a samurai. Mm-hmm. But then when I read the comic book, there was more to it that I didn't see, that he actually cares about the civilians more than just
Yeah.
himself to become a samurai, and that's
Right.
what I like about this character.
Yes.
Just the whole thing itself is just adventurous. I mean,
It's a big adventure, and I think Samurai Jack, out of every single Cartoon Network book thus far, there's Powerpuff Girls, Samurai Jack, Ben 10, and Peabody and Sherman is starting soon, but I don't know if that counts as a Cartoon Network book.
Yeah,
Samurai Jack is the strongest
booked out there.
book from them so far. Not really a fan of Ben 10. I don't like Ben 10 at all. Powerpuff Girls is more for,
Like
Powerpuff Girl fans. And
exactly.
Samurai Jack, I feel, is the biggest hit right now. I mean, Powerpuff Girls, I did look at the first two issues, but it's once again, you have to be a fan of Powerpuff Girls. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just Samurai Jack, just seeing his whole character development in the story of how he wants to become a samurai and how he fights combat and just never giving up is also another thing that I like about Samurai Jack. I mean, you guys have definitely have got to pick up this issue if you've been watching Samurai Jack, if you want to learn more about him. Every issue, we learn more about Samurai Jack. Definitely pick up.
Now we're jumping back into Dark Horse for a series that I've been loving. You guys know I talked about it on the Dark Avenger, yeah, great, comic reviews when the first volume, the first book, I should say, came out, and that's Star Wars: Dawn of the Jedi. But we are now in book 3. I didn't get a chance to review book 2 because I read book 2 digitally, and we didn't have the indie review, so I didn't review digital books. Book 2 was amazing, and Exi actually joins the Jedis. And he actually teaches them in book 2 how to create Force Blades. This chapter, however, is called The Force War. And the, I want to remember his name. Oh, I hate this. I hate because there are so many characters. But there's actually a war between the Jedi and the, I want to get, it's at the bottom of the book where the names and everything are
yeah,
and
I saw that part
and
at the end.
And the Rakata, who are also connected to the Force. There's a war going on between the Jedi and the Rakata. The Rakata want to get the Force, get rejuvenated, find something on the Earth, the planet that they're fighting, and basically become stronger than the Jedis and become rulers of the entire galaxy.
But didn't he want to use it for himself, as we saw in the issue?
Yes, he did want to use it for himself.
Right. Of course, because that's what villains
now,
do.
what's his name?
I think it's at the end.
That's right here.
Oh, is it? I thought it was at the end. Oh, you mean him? Oh, okay. Oh, I can't remember. Oh, God. See, I told you I'm bad with names, too. Well, it's really, if they want to find out, they could.
Yeah, you can read the book.
Comic book.
But he was basically Xe was his Force Hound in the very first volume. So if you remember that, this is an action-packed book. This was basically it showed you the war between them and the Flesh Eaters, who are bred specifically for war. And you see that there's a relationship going on with Xe and one of the other Jedi. You find out who she is when you read the book. You see a lot of other. There's indications from Chapter 2, like how Xe still feels that he owes one of the other characters his life, which he does because she actually saved him in book 2. And everybody's grown up a bit more. In the very beginning, they were like teenagers or young adults. Now you see that they're more grown. Xe is more of an adult now. They're all more adults. Now, you see the evolution in the books, how they got older, and this was no exception. This was awesome, and this chapter is going to be all about the Jedi versus the Raktara, and all about them stopping them, the Raktara, from finding the, what was it called, the Infinity Gate, and gaining complete power over the Force.
Yep.
So, really awesome stuff, and I can't wait for the next issue. Spectacular. Left out a huge amount of stuff because this is just something you have to. If you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to enjoy this book. If you're not into Star Wars, then you probably don't care about this book, and you probably already fast forwarded to the next book.
The Force will always be with you, Luke.
They actually bring that up for the first time in this book.
I saw that part. That's the only part I saw.
Really, really good book. Highly recommended. Dark Horse is my main place for Star Wars. and for Hellboy, which Hellboy actually issue 5 is coming out December 4th. Right. December 4th. One book we actually missed from IDW that I would like to jump into really quickly is Dark Cybertron, Chapter 2 in Transformers More Than Meets the Eyes, issue 23. We have Orion Pax. Basically, we all know him as Optimus Prime. There's a lot of stories going on here. We have Bumblebee and his crew, who are now thrown out of Cybertron City, and Starscream is now, by election, he was elected the leader of the Cybertronians. So Bumblebee was thrown out with the Dinobots and his people. And in space, we have Optimus Prime, Cyclonus, Rodimus going into the Dead universe, I believe it was called. The Dead something. I think it was the Dead...
The Dead World?
Was it the Dead World? And we have different art as we move throughout the book. Dead World, was it? And we actually get to see Optimus Prime without his faceplate.
Yeah, cool. That was like really something. I never thought I'd see that.
Then let's see, the Dead Universe. I was right.
Oh, Dead Universe. Oh.
We have Starscream trying to figure out. He's still questioning being a leader to the Cybertronians, and what's his name? I want to make sure I got it right.
Which one? Because some of the robots, there's just so many robots. I mean, like, I tried reading this comic book, but...
Scoop!
Yeah.
Scoop, and Jazz isn't too happy about Starscream being in charge. We find out that Shockwave can't bring Galvatron or... what's his name? Nova Prime into their universe, because they're in between universes, but apparently Shockwave has a plan, which I'm sure we'll be seeing as the story continues. And then the last part of the book, the second to last part of the book, actually the artwork is from the digital only Transformers Autocracy, and I felt at home with that artwork because I read it before. And then the last scene is with Bumblebee and the other Autobots in the wild, and it turns out the Decepticons show up, and that's where you're left off with a huge cliffhanger, and that's some awesome stuff. This series, this is the big event for Transformers in the past 2 years. This is what everything was culminating towards, with More Than Meets the Eyes and Robots in Disguise, and it's spectacular. It's 12 issues, I believe. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, about a 6 to 7 month event. I believe 5 months. Maybe there'll be an extra issue here or there. Or maybe this, I don't know. It's about a half-year event because it's 2 issues or 2 chapters a month. And it's freaking amazing. Highly recommend you guys check out Dark Cybertron if you are a Transformers fan. Yep. Next we have The Shadow, issue 19. This was a very interesting issue. I know you read this one.
Yes, I did.
Lamont Cranston, the Shadow, he's looking for these women who were kidnapped and went missing.
And raped as well.
And raped. We don't want to. I don't like using that.
I've
heard it too much in my previous years.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's like that. And Shadow just does his job. Like he goes out and he kills the people who don't deserve another.
And a lot of the internal dialogue, a lot of the word squares are all what's her name? What's her name? Miss Lane.
Miss Lane, yeah, like Lois
her
Lane.
Yeah, her internal dialogue about what she thinks about the Shadow and what he does.
She uses the cabbie a lot as a backup for more information, and they both find in the papers, the information they found about these women who were gone missing.
Yeah, and they kept coming up to dead ends until they talked with the commissioner.
And then the commissioner
tied everything together.
Right, and then that's how the Shadow found the people who had them kidnapped, and he just did what he had to do because there was also
and after the mission was complete, Miss Lane was like, he never usually lingers. Usually he does it, and then he's off to the next kid. He's off to the next job. He never stays around. He never, lingers behind. And this time there actually is something he finds at the crime scene that was interesting. He's like, it shouldn't be possible, and yet it is. And I'm not going to spoil the last page.
Yeah, that was.
But it leads into the next story arc, or the next part to this story. And he finds this when he finds the kidnapped girls. But he finds out this more depth to what's going on than what he initially thought.
And that was something that...
we'll discuss that when issue 20 comes out.
Right.
But let's just say the Shadow's leaving town for a while. So that's going to be very interesting. I like this issue. I like this issue a lot. I can't wait for issue 20 now. Definitely something I recommend. I love the Shadow. He's my favorite pulp superhero next to the Green Hornet. It's the Shadow, Green Hornet, and the Spider comes in a close third, I would say. Or actually the Rocketeer and then the Spider.
If they did a crossover with the Shadow and the Spider...
They did.
They did?
I forgot what it was called now. It slipped my mind, but there was a crossover between all the pulp
because they both really relate. Definitely.
And now we're concluding with Zenoscope because there is a #1 issue which is freaking awesome. But we're going to start off with Wonderland issue number 17. Jumping into the thick of it. Previously in the book, though, after uncovering a vast conspiracy connected to Charles Dodgson, the powerful men and women involved in the exploration and exploitation of Wonderland, Carly and Violet set out to find a man who had been working for Dodgson for ages. The man turned out to be Alice's psychiatrist, Dr. Ying. Meanwhile, Dark Cheshire and the Mad Hatter are intent on finding the Suicide King, who has at least temporarily escaped from the horrors of Wonderland.
And, yeah, like, I read this comic book, and Dr. Ying is really just one of those characters that you really hate him. I mean, because what he does with his patients is that he drugs them with something and then does, with his patients. So the two
he basically hypnotizes his patients.
That's the word.
And puts them into a trance, and then he has his way with them, and then buttons them back up, and they don't remember a thing. But thanks to Violet and why did the other name escape me? Violet and Callie. I don't think he'll ever be doing that again.
After
that, or he won't be walking ever again, so to speak.
And they also show a little boy
who is the Suicide King, I believe, or he was part of the Mad Hatter. I believe it was in the very beginning of Wonderland. I can't remember for sure, but basically, the Cheshire Cat was sent to kill him, and actually
they tell a story about him too, where he was a foster boy as well.
Yeah, what was her name? Dark Cheshire believes that the Cheshire Cat kills him, but we actually get a little bit of a flashback where apparently the Cheshire Cat might actually be a good kitty after all,
kitty.
Or a good kitty.
Oh, good kitty. Yeah.
And you see him smile, and you can see like that the Cheshire Cat might actually play a role on the good side instead of on the evil side.
Absolutely. And one of the women who go to Dr. Ying, one of them wants to know how he does this whole hypnosis thing. And
to reach into the subconscious and pull something out, the power or something like that.
And that too. And she has an armor, but then in the end she loses no armor. And they just taught Dr. Ying a lesson that he'll never do again. And even the ending part where...
I will spoil that ending. It turns out they contacted every single woman...
on email.
...that he did his hypnosis with. And let's just say he ain't going to be walking ever again, possibly.
Or doing that ever again, actually.
And it's to be continued in the next issue where... next issue, Callie and Violet may finally have the upper hand in the fight against Wonderland as each begins... accessing their newfound powers. So they're going to be accessing their powers, so to speak. And but the Dark Cheshire and the new Mad Hatter don't plan on making things easy for them.
Mm-hmm.
To be continued.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Mad Hatter sent the Cheshire Cat, the Dark Cheshire Cat, to kill, I believe, the Suicide King.
Yeah, but it was a great.
Or the kid, and the Dark Cheshire.
Yeah, but that was a great read, though. Definitely.
And now, book of the week, as far as digital books go.
And it's written by Patrick Shan.
Is The Quest issue number 1. And it reaches back in time to when the what were they, council?
The High Council.
The High Council was together, and it shows you all 4 lands. I wish I could show you this picture. It shows the Earth, and then around it is Wonderland, the Mist, Oz, and Neverland. And it's so the way it's depicted is so awesome, and especially Oz and Neverland.
Yeah, and I think they picked one from Robin Hood because I remember one scene from the first issue.
But the beginning of the book is basically a recap of how the High Council fell due to the darkness, and the Mist has been taken over by darkness ever since. Now you have this group of they call them would-be heroes who want to actually save the Mist and bring back the High Council.
And it won't be easy.
Oh no! And one of the fairies, whose name is Nessa, actually says the only way to do that would be to collect the 4 pieces of the vessel that was destroyed, which is scattered between the 4 realms.
Yeah, and that's the name of the vessel is the Vessel of Glorinia.
Right, and
Glorinia.
You bring the vessel back together, and the power within the vessel is they're able to get the power, and they're able to banish evil. So the quest is basically for them to find the pieces of the vessel. 4 pieces, 4 realms. Mist, Neverland, Wonderland, Oz.
And that's
not Earth. Interesting enough.
Well, maybe Earth might be another piece, or maybe with the 4 pieces they'll have to go to Earth in order to get all the realms together.
Possibly,
because that plays a main role somehow.
And this plays a role in actually Age of Darkness, which is coming to Zenescope in the coming year. Zenescope.
You said
Zenescope, same thing. And then you get this cool map at the end of the book also.
Yeah,
of the Mist,
loved that.
Which actually has Sherwood Forest, and that's more for you. With the
well, Sherwood Forest is where Robin Hood actually was when she went to Bree. Actually, she grew up, thinking that's where she was. But yeah, that does play a role.
But it's a really awesome map, nonetheless. Highly recommend you guys check out Quest number 1.
I would love to get a poster of that, the whole map, and hang that.
So Zenescope, if you're listening, Mike wants a poster, or
there is
a way, make a poster and he'll buy it.
I will, definitely.
The Mist, and Mike will get the poster.
Absolutely.
But this was an absolute must-read for any Zenescope fan. If you are getting ready for Age of Darkness, this is the book to start with. This was a spectacular book. 5 out of 5 stars. My book of the week, in the current stuff, from the current week, not counting Argo 5, which was an awesome book in and of itself. It just didn't come out this week. But this was my book of the week, Quest. Highly, can't highly recommend it enough that you guys check out Quest issue 1. Left out a huge amount of stuff on purpose because you just got to read this book or else you are missing out on a amazing story that is in the midst of unraveling. And once again, it's written by Patrick Shan. We love Patrick Shan's writing. We swear by Patrick Shan. Dark Avenger Inc. is a huge supporter of Patrick Shan. And this book just continues to show why Patrick Shan is a freaking awesome writer.
Exactly. And same thing with me. Even though, Binary Grade was the best book of the week in the physical copy, digital-wise, would have to go to both Robin Hood by Patrick Shan and the Terminator, who was by Ron Fortier.
And the Quest.
Oh, and the Quest, yeah. Well, you said it. I didn't.
Oh, so you're agreeing that it's your book of the week?
Well, yeah, with Robin Hood and.
along with the others.
The Terminator, yeah. I was.
Me, it's definitely the Quest, followed directly by Star Wars. Yeah. Wow, I completely lost the name. Dawn of the Jedi. Force War.
Ah.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
So those are the 2 books that I would definitely highly recommend this week. Were there any other books that I would highly recommend this week?
Yeah.
Transformers, because of the dark, Cybertron was a spectacular story. And
yeah,
that's all I have.
And also, note to self, make sure when you have your iPods to always turn them on mute, so that way no Skype notifications or anything else comes up, because I had no idea that would happen. I don't know how that happened.
So, moral of the story, read Quest #1. You will not
and Robin Hood as well.
Disappointed. Robin Hood, definitely check out the first 2 volumes.
I can't wait to read volume 3.
Eager for the... Well, you better hope that it doesn't come out before you finish.
Well, I'll just catch up. Sure. I always catch up with.
And that's it for this indie review, guys. Don't forget to check out comicrelated.com, your #1 source for comic-related news, reviews, and a whole bunch more. Don't forget to check out Comic Frontline, as well as Dark Avenger Inc. Those are both websites that we work on, or I work on Comic Frontline. You haven't written anything yet.
I know.
You could. When you have time. I know, when you have time. Comic Frontline is comicfrontline.com. Dark Avenger Inc. is darkavengerinc.com. That's right. We have the domains for both. And they're both websites. Yes, right now they don't lead to main websites. Comic Frontline does. Dark Avenger Inc. We are working on our website tirelessly. If you have not subscribed to Dark Avenger Inc. or this channel and you enjoy the video you see... First of all, if you enjoy the videos you see on Dark Avenger Inc., click that sub button. This way you don't miss out on a single video. We try to give you guys as many videos as we can, as many reviews and other types of videos as we can each and every week. This way, whenever you log into YouTube, whether it be daily, weekly, hopefully not monthly, but regardless, you have something new from Dark Avenger to check out. Over here on my channel, we've got the comic review, we've got the indie review, and we got Comic Book Corner and the haul videos, guys. Once again, if you'd like, if you have any comments, questions, you have a question you want to hear our opinion on, or one of us, or both of us, comments on the books, recommendations, feel free to leave it in the comments below, and your comment will be heard.
Well, the comments are shown nowadays because of switching around and everything.
And your comment could be heard on next week's weekly comic book haul.
Yep.
So that's what I'm doing now on my weekly comic book hauls. We go through the comments. This way everybody gets a response to all their comments, and I don't have to worry about running back and forth to... Because apparently Google Plus doesn't show us when we get that many comments anymore. So I make sure to go back on my latest 3 videos and check out the comments.
We hope everybody out there had a happy and healthy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. And a very prosperous Black Friday, which we definitely did.
Oh yeah,
we got something,
we did. Definitely.
We got something from every category. And very soon there's something big that's going to really help out the reviews that I got. So you guys will be seeing that in the week to come. Or weeks, depending on how I might have to set that up. Anyway, guys, keep reading, keep collecting. And if you enjoy by the way, if you enjoy the videos you see here, click the sub button. It'll be somewhere around this video. This way, we're in your subscription feed, and you don't miss out on a single review, haul, or any other video that comes your way on here. So take care, everybody. Keep reading, keep collecting, and we will see you guys in the next review.
Later, guys.
Take care, everybody.